How you doing today?
Hey, I'm so glad you're doing this, by the way. I didn't mention that, but I'm doing amazing. And again, kudos to you, man, for doing this. I don't see a lot of people doing this, and I think this is great, great interaction. So thank
Well,
you for
thank
that,
you.
and I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
Well, listen, it's really important for me to highlight, my agents, and
Yeah,
you're one of those agencies that obviously you really took social media from the get-go in your
yeah,
agency. And this is Kash Fadaie from Fadaie Insurance Agency located in Temecula. And you guys that watch the segment, you'll realize, Kash is an extremely dynamic guy.
thank you.
And I really have enjoyed seeing since the beginning of our relationship and when we started to work, through CNA, I've seen some of the growth and development that you've done in such a short time. So talk a little bit about your story. I think you
Yeah,
have a really great story to share for people in the segment.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for those compliments. And yeah, so my story begins. Um, I so the first recession that happened, which was 2008, my agency or my career actually began in 2006 in the insurance industry. So I got into the insurance industry with Allstate, and I have a very rich sales background, management background, real estate, car business. I've owned a dozen businesses actually before I got into those industries. Failed a ton, learned a lot, and then I ventured into the insurance industry about in '06 with Allstate, like I said, crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, Katrina happened, the hurricane,
Right.
and Allstate couldn't sell homeowners anymore. So I saw the writing on the wall. So I decided, I want to be an independent agent. So I got an opportunity to do so with Brook Insurance. Some of you of you in your audience might know about them.
Mm-hmm.
I was undercapitalized, no connections. That was the best offer on the table, so I took it.
You took it, absolutely.
Yeah, so I took it. I did well, but then '08 happened, and then boom, Brook tanked. But the reps loved me because I did well. I was
Right.
I was like
Right.
you said, I was
You were
energetic.
engaging. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
So they liked me, and they said, "Hey, man, we'll give you your own code. Let's get going." I said, "Okay, let's go." And so in 2009 is when I incorporated Fadaie Insurance, and since then we went. It's funny. I make a joke. I say we went from the little brook of water to the ocean.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
So that's a little bit about my background. And then in '08, in '09, we just kind of went like a high stock. We just started
Right.
just engaging, doing well, became independent.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, I was self-employed. I was a one-man show. My vision,
Sure.
my goal was to be a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still very undercapitalized. So I really just hustled. But I had the background from my sales
Right.
experience, from my former businesses. So I did whatever it took. I was working internet leads,
Just
around the clock. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what a lot of people have to understand. There has to be a hustle when you're in our business. And
Yeah.
you definitely, have shown that. And I see that, you also expanded, right? You were able to bring in other resources to your agents, not just focusing on personal lines but you also do the benefits, the life, and you have kind of a whole suite of services that you provide your clients.
Yes, correct. So as I started doing the auto and home, which was the low-hanging fruit, everybody needs auto and home. I realized, well, these people own businesses too. My
Sure.
clients, the new clients. So I'm not going to turn that down. I'm not going to send it off. So I just delved into it and I learned it. And so I started with little bops. I started with general liability, surplus lines, and I became a generalist. I'm not a niche agency. I'm a generalist, and I just started to. My vision, Albert, was one day I'm going to delegate more as the revenue becomes greater, and as I delegate more, I want my view was I want this independent agency, Fadaie Insurance, to model an Allstate, but independent.
Yeah, but independent.
So
Right.
so I wanted all these departments, and you know, surely I started to manifest those things. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
So I
I
started.
think that's and that was the one thing, you know, when we started our relationship, you know, we talked about how important commercial business was to you. And you
Yes.
saw that, you know, anytime you're writing, you know, you can be an agent that does personal lines and you can do other things, but anytime you are really focused in commercial business, it really you know, the valuation of your agency just goes higher and higher, right?
Yes.
And at that point too, you've, like you said, you had the relationships with the carriers where you were able to bring in on those resources. And like you said, I know that part of your plan is to continue to grow and bring other agents that want to work with Fadaie Insurance, right? I mean, that's definitely something that you're looking ahead of and trying to, you know, with all the mergers and acquisitions that are happening in our industry right now, I think
Mm-hmm.
that there's a true value in creating an independent platform where agents can feel comfortable and have, you know, a person like you leading them to be successful.
100%. Yeah, and in fact, it's funny you say that. Just recently, I changed my entire LinkedIn profile to target what I'm doing now. You know, and sometimes you have to,
Right.
you know, we change, so we have to change our profiles too. You know,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
before I was just looking to sell, you know, insurance policies. But then I realized that's not what I'm really after. I need to totally revamp it. So I changed my LinkedIn. If you look at my LinkedIn now, it's about exactly what you said. I want to bring people on, more teammates into my
Hmm.
successful, you know, ecosystem, and then just bring that opportunity to them so we can work together. So yes, I'm looking for, you know, talent right now, looking for
Right.
agents to work with, and I am, you know, they say that I'm a good leader, and you know, I practice leading, you know, and I try
Yeah.
to, I don't try, I commit every day to
Yeah.
progressing
Yeah.
myself, my team, and I love my industry. That's the thing. I love
That's the
what I
thing.
do, and I
Yeah.
do what I love.
Yeah.
So, but
And
back
that's
to your,
really, yeah, that's really one of the things that I can definitely see, Cash, is your passion, and your passion expands to your team, right?
yes,
Because when you have a leader coming into an agency pumped about what they do every day,
yeah,
you know, you can't just sit back and be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, no, you want to feed off of that energy. And I think, you know, that's a very important thing, that sometimes it lacks, right, in certain agencies, because they may feel that they've lost that energy, and then, you know, say, okay,
yeah,
well, I'm going to sell the agency because I've kind of lost that passion. And here you are, you're reinvigorating that passion into your business,
yeah,
and, you know, wanting people to kind of see that vision. And I think, you know, how you're doing it and how you've progressively grown the agency,
yeah.
has been very strategic, has been very
Amen.
strategic.
Amen. Thank you. Yeah, you know, Albert, you're 100% right. I mean, if an agency is failing or not, or is mediocre, or whatever the case may be,
Hmm.
where it's not progressing, the fault lies on leadership. It's always
Yeah.
leadership.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah.
know, my teammates, they always tell me, dude, man, Cash, I'm pumped, man. I love it. I'm pumped. It's because I'm pumped. I come
Right.
in, I'm pumped. You know, I use dignity and
Mhm.
respect, and I lead by example. I'm not afraid of getting in the trenches with them.
Yeah.
And they just are edified by that. They respect that. And man, they come in, they show up, um, just enthralled to be here. And that's the company culture part.
Hmm.
That's so
Hmm.
key. If you talk to, you know, you listen to some of these motivational guys and gals out there, company culture is key. And who sets the company culture? It's us,
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
leadership, the
Yeah.
principals, the owners, the CEOs. We have to set that. And so how do we set that? Well, we have to work on ourselves, right? I mean,
Hmm.
we have to
Hmm.
get up in the morning, right? And we have to have a certain type of routine that enlivens us, you
Yes.
know,
Exactly.
mentally, physically,
Mhm.
Excuse me 1 sec. Let me move that. Oops. Did I lose you guys?
No, we're still good.
Okay,
I like
sorry.
that profile picture.
So, mind, body, spirit. And
Mhm.
so, I have a daily routine. I believe in we have to increase our energy, get very clear about who we are, what do we want.
Right.
And when we begin to develop that daily, it sort of reverberates, right? It
Yeah.
reverberates, and then
Yeah.
my team just sort of absorbs that by virtue of just osmosis,
Yeah.
And so, your aura changes, your energy changes, your attitude changes when you have a routine like that, like a morning routine. And so it makes a big difference in your company culture, and then you get the results that you want. It trickles down to the
Yeah.
phone call.
Right.
When an agent is talking to a client, that energy conveys all the way from the top to the intended goal. And that's a real
And
big
I think
principle.
that's a really good point because it's all about how you deliver information, right? It's all about how you engage, whether you're engaging with a client, whether you're engaging with a family member, right? If you're coming in with that positivity and the willingness, I think you
Yes.
mentioned something that's very important, the willingness of being respectful, of having dignity, of caring about the things that you do.
Yeah.
Those are all things that resonate with clients, especially today. So listen, Kash, I really do appreciate you being on the segment today. You're always full of great energy, and I think your message resonates with a lot of people out there. So I want to take the opportunity and really just thank you for taking the
Oh yeah.
time. I love working with you. Love working with you.
Oh man, I'm so glad you're in my life. I love CNA. I love the industry that we are. I'm so fortunate to work with you and your constituents. And I also, I'm really, just to finish, I'm just really, really excited about our future together. Our industry is so stable. It's so amazing. And I just wish and pray for all my fellow insurance agents out there, be as proactive as possible, and look for opportunities. There's so many opportunities right now.
Right. Keep
So
the hustle. Keep the
yeah,
hustle.
keep the hustle going. Extrapolate the best. So
Right.
again, from all of us here at Fadaie Insurance, thank you so much for creating this space. Look forward to much more, and we should do this again. And for anybody out there who's looking to maybe expand their territory or work with another agency, I'm always open to opportunities.
Excellent. Excellent. Kash, thank you so much. And I really do appreciate everything. And keep your family safe, okay?
You as well, Albert. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
God bless.